Hey guys, back at it today. A little different. We're going to talk about a lot of things I've been hearing about Texas and what had happened with their winter storm. And I find it just mind-boggling that the Republicans want to blame Biden, the New Green Deal, and all of this when basically the Democrats are nothing down in Texas. Texas is controlled by a Texas governor, a Republican governor, a Republican lieutenant governor. The state House of Representatives is majority Republican. The state Senate is Republican majority. The two U.S. senators are Republican, and 21 of the 36 U.S. House Representatives are Republican. It's a Republican state. It's been Republican for so long. 1960. Since 1960, the Texas has not voted for a Democrat presidential candidate. Since 1960. Go figure, right? It's not the Democrats. It's not Joe Biden. It's not the New Green Deal, which doesn't even exist yet. Wind power accounts for 10% of their total electrical grid. 10%. The fact is, Republicans fucked it up. And they just can't handle the truth. But they know their constituents don't want to hear truth either. They know that they can lie to the Republican constituent in Texas because they don't buy truth. They don't buy data. They don't buy science. So Cruz can go up there and say it was all the Democrats. And Republican Texas Governor Abbott can say it was because of Biden and the New Green Deal. Because their constituents buy it. Because they're just dumbasses, sheep, lemmings that just don't bother to look at the facts. Okay, 75% of that grid, electrical grid, is powered by nuclear, coal, or gas, natural gas. All of those three froze up during that bad stretch of weather that they had. Yes, the wind generators also had a problem, but it was because the Republicans did not decide to winterize those. Do you think the wind turbines over there in Russia, in Norway, in Sweden, did they have problems? No, they do not. No, they don't. It wasn't the winter weather that killed the 10% of the wind power. It was the ignorance of the Republican-led government down in Texas. I'm almost like you should secede. Go away. You get 30% of your money comes from the Fed. You have the most military bases of any state, or second to California, I'm not sure. You wouldn't be a state the way you are if it wasn't for the rest of America, okay? Now, why don't you go there and start telling the truth about what's going on? Climate change is real. You just saw it in action. We need to make sure we take care of that. And what's so wrong with thinking about the future? You know, the people in Texas, Crenshaw specifically, puts a video out about, the wind going renewables is going to do this or renewables is going to do that. Hey, you know what? You sound like a turn of the century, the 1900s, where half of the population of America worked on farms, and you're arguing against tractors and automation because you can't. Well, what are those workers going to do? American workers always find a way. They always find a way, okay? You sound like the guy who wanted to be, we can't have cable TV. What are all those workers who are TV antenna repairmen? What are they going to do? It's just ridiculous, okay? Whether you agree with climate change or not, which is insane, it's fact, but whatever. Let's say for this example, you don't agree with it. Coal, oil, it's going to go away. Eventually, it's going to go away. It's going to be harder to get. It's going to be more expensive, not to mention the effects on our atmosphere. What's wrong with going with wind, with water, hydro, with solar? What's wrong with that? Nothing. It's because of guys like Crenshaw in Texas that China is now the biggest supplier to the world of solar panels and wind generators. Could have been us. But you have these people like Crenshaw that still want to sell cigarettes. Don't worry about what the scientists say about lung cancer. Smoke away. After all, what are those workers in the tobacco fields going to do? Sometimes you got to just be a little more progressive. You just got to think outside of your comfortable little box and do what's right for the rest of the country. Those guys, those people, they will find jobs. Renewables not only have higher than average payment consider against the average of America, they're in demand. All right. I think there's only one good thing. I'll leave on a good note. Texas is going to go blue eventually. It's just a matter of population makeup. If you look back in the 2000 election, George Bush got 60% of the vote in Texas. Al Gore only got 37% of the vote in Texas. But if you look at the last election, Biden actually got 46.42% of the vote. Trump only got 52% of the vote. That's a big switch. It's a big switch. Hopefully it comes fast enough. Don't think it will. Probably 2028. Fingers crossed it'll happen in 2024. Texas votes blue. Could you imagine what a great day it would be for the Democrats? Okay, that's what I think about Texas and the Republicans. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you found some information, and you'll join me for the next one. We're going to look at the flat earth and how ICBMs disprove the flat earth. Yeah, there are still people who believe the earth is flat. Hopefully you'll join me for that one. Hopefully you like this one. Thumbs up. Make sure you join up, subscribe, and get notifications. All right, I'll see you next time.